Hi, my name is Katarina Sullivan and I would like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. Today is election day. If you are registered to vote, you must place your vote between 8 AM and 6 PM tonight in your local time zone. To find out more about where you can vote, head to www.aec.gov.au. A couple of tips for filling out your voting papers on election day. Your first paper is your lower house paper. This is a green piece of paper. There will be a list of names with candidates and their corresponding parties. You will need to number every single box from 1 onwards. For example, if there are 7 candidates on your ballot paper, you must fill out each box with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 is for your most preferred candidate, 7 would be for your least preferred candidate. If there are 10 candidates on your green ballot paper, you must fill out numbers 1 through 10. Ensure every square is filled. For a video demonstration of this, head to my previous video on how to fill out a lower house voting paper. Your Senate paper is your white paper. This election is what is referred to as a half Senate election. That means that for people voting in states, you will only be choosing 6 senators as the other 6 are already serving their term. Senators are elected for a term of 6 years, so every second election, they go up for nomination again on a rotational basis. For territory senators, they only serve 3-year terms, so they are up for re-election at every election. If you are voting in a state, I recommend looking into who your current sitting senators are to make an informed choice in your voting. With your white Senate paper, you have 2 options: voting above the line and voting below the line. If you are voting above the line, you will need to fill out 6 boxes with numbers 1 through 6, no matter how many choices there are. Voting above the line allows you to vote for parties. You're allowed to fill out more than 6 boxes, but at minimum, if you choose to vote above the line, you must fill out 6. 1 is for your most preferred party, 2 is your second most preferred party, and so on and so forth. I recommend personally, however, voting below the line. Below the line voting allows you to control your preferences a little bit more. You don't have to pick a party, you can pick individual candidates. If you vote below the line, you will need to number a minimum of 12 boxes. You do not have to choose all the candidates from the same party. You can choose 1 candidate from party A, 1 candidate from party B, 3 candidates from party C, in any order you like. While you may put more than just numbers 1 through 6 above the line and more than just numbers 1 through 12 below the line, be careful of putting numbers next to everyone if you don't want that particular person to be elected at all. This is because they will be distributed your preferences if you put any number next to them. If you need an in-depth understanding of how Senate votes are counted, and my goodness, it is a beast, check out my previous video covering this topic. You can also see a video on how to fill out a Senate voting paper in my previous videos. Most importantly, don't panic on election day. There are so many officials around to help you and answer your questions and be a support, because what we want more than anything is for you to enjoy engaging in democracy. Before heading into the booth, head to the AEC website to see all the candidates for your electorate and take some time to read their election policies. It is important to ensure that you are aware of all candidates and policies before voting to ensure you're making your vote count for you. Some things to consider when voting. Number 1, which party you want to see in power. As I have said so many times throughout this election campaign, don't think about the leader of the party. Think about what the party stands for. Number 2, if the parties or candidates have strong policies or just value statements. Don't get fooled by a value statement instead of tangible policy. That means don't just vote for someone who says, "We commit to women's safety." How are they committing to women's safety? What does that look like? Is it a commitment to more funding for programs to deter domestic violence? Is it a commitment to more cameras in public places? Values statements don't make a difference. Policy makes a difference. Number 3, how much will this all cost? It is important that policies are costed to ensure taxes don't go up and we don't get into more debt as a nation. For all election costings, head to www.electioncostings.gov.au. This is the independent website for costings. Unfortunately, independent candidates and parties that don't have 5 or more members in Parliament aren't able to access this resource, so it's best to do your own digging on this and think with a really critically analytical mind when you see some of their policies come up. If you have any questions about voting on election day, please do not hesitate to comment below, and I will do my best to answer any questions. My biggest piece of advice on election day is to make sure you get your democracy sausage. It's a rite of passage for participating in democracy, and you get to support some awesome organizations in the process. Last piece of advice, enjoy your election day. Make good choices, and I'll check back in with you post-election. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share this video with your family and friends, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next video, which will probably be after the election. My goodness, it's all happening so quickly. Bye for now, and have fun on election day.